Hey guys, Matt from Total MTG here, and today I'm doing my top 5s of Aether Revolt. The pre-release is tonight, midnight, if you're going to go to that midnight release, which hopefully I will do. But it's all over the weekend, so what I normally do when a new set comes out, I'll do my top 5, common, uncommon, rare, and mythic. So, let's start off with our commons. Before I run through my top 5s, I will, like I always say, these are my personal choices. Not necessarily the best cards in the set, but the ones that I'm probably going to look forward to playing with. And yeah, I do think they're pretty good as well. So, commons. There's a few good commons. I really did struggle to make a top 5, but in at number 5 is Consulate Direct. It costs 3, you tap it to gain an energy counter, you can tap it to pay 3 energy counters, deals 2 damage to target player, which obviously you probably can redirect to Planeswalkers. It does cost 3, but it's, you know, constant energy and can always be tapped to use Improvise. Obviously, it's not one of the cheaper ones to do that. But if you're interested in making a lot of energies, you know, I'm thinking this in maybe like the Dynavolt deck. This could be maybe as a 1 or 2 of as well. It seems pretty fun and maybe a bit of way to get a last bit of damage through. So that comes in at number 5 for me. Number 4 is Natural Obsolescence, if I pronounce that right. 1 and a green. It's instant. Put target artifact on the bottom of its owner's library. So nice early, you know, helpful removal. Doesn't kill the artifact, but there's a couple of really good 2 mana. I know Copter's gone, but there's still some good 2 mana artifacts that are coming in the new set. You know, stuff like Heart of Kieran and stuff like that. But I think this, you know, I think Natural Obsolescence is a nice card, maybe even just a sideboard card. But I put it in there at number 4. It's one I like. Coming in at number 3 is Unbridled Growth. It's 1 green enchantment. It lets you enchant a land, and it lets you add 1 mana of any colour to your mana pool. So it helps if you're going to play in multiple colours. And at worst, you can sacrifice it to draw a card. So 1 green mana, just sacrifice to draw a card at its very worst. So late game, you know, pick up that extra card for 1. Seems pretty cool to me. Number 2 is coming back into play is Shock. I do like Shock. I had to put a 1 red card in there. It does cost 1 red. Deals 2 damage to target creature or player. Nice early removal for early creatures. Killing their servants. Stuff like that. Stopping that little bit of mana ramp. And like I say, redirect as well to other stuff. Really good Shock. But my number 1, yes, it's blue. It's been called the No Mana Leak. It's not quite Mana Leak, but Metallic Rebuke. Metallic Rebuke has Improvise. The Improvise is your artifacts can help cast the spell. Each artifact you tap activates 1 mana. So potentially you could play this for just 1 blue. Counter target spell until its controller pays 3. So yes, that was my number 1, Metallic Rebuke. Let's get on to the uncommons. So, uncommon, the first one for me. Number 5 is Talis Touch. It's if you used to play the old Scissors artifact deck, this gets enchant artifact for 1 black and a blue. Enchant artifact control base power toughness 5 or 5 in addition to its other types. When an artifact is put into a graveyard, return that card to its owner's hand. So it's a nice little upside as well. Pretty cool. You know, I'm interested in doing a black-blue artifact type of deck. You know, I'm going to just you know, muck around with it, see if it works out. I want to play with Tezzeret, so hopefully I will get some of those Planeswalkers. Potentially at the moment it might be too slow. Talking about this deck, if the Saheeli combo is going to be a thing, you know, these decks might be better afterwards. You know, perhaps with another ban, we might see rid of that, the cat, which I instantly didn't put into my top 5 because it's not what I'm going to play, so it's not what I'm interested in. It's going to be very good, but it's not what I'm interested in. Anyway, so coming in at a number 4 for me is Reverse Engineer. 3 and 2 blue, has Improvise, draw 3 cards. Now, you know I'm a blue player. This could be really good, you know, playing a few little artifacts, potentially double blue, drawing 3 cards, or even if it's 3, you know, you've got to pay 1, tap 2 artifacts and draw 3 cards. Drawing cards is never ever a bad thing, and this seems really strong to me. Coming in at number 3 to me is Trophy Mage. It's another blue card, but they didn't make the top 2. Trophy Mage, 2/2/3. When it ends the battlefield, search your library for an artifact card with cover to mana cost 3. Reveal it, put it into your hand, then shuffle your library. So, you know, good for me. I play Dynavolt Visions. I love playing those type of decks. It's a bit of a tutor for that. play a few Trophy Mages. If I haven't got the Dynavolt Visions, you know, I can go and search for it. That's the kind of deck I'm looking to put it in. So yeah, Trophy Mage seems fun to me. Number 2 is a Nanum Renegade. It's the 1/1 green for Death Touch. When it ends the battlefield with a 1/1 counter on it, if a permanent control left the battlefield this turn. Now, surely this could maybe even see modern play as far as I'm concerned. Fetch for it, comes down, it's a 2/3 with Death Touch turn 1. Seems pretty cool to me. Maybe in Standard it's a little bit slower, but it still will be pretty good to me. You know, Death Touch is always great, kills nearly every creature in the format apart from anything that's, you know, got indestructible. But, you know, a 1/2 that can be a 2/3 for 1 seems pretty cool to me, and that comes in at number 2. The number 1 is probably the most obvious one. It could even be probably the best card in this set, possibly. It's definitely Fatal Push. The one black that's been said, is it Bolt? Is it the new Lightning Bolt? Is it the new Path to Exile? Destroy target creature if it has coveted mana cost 2 or less. Now, this is going to hit a lot of cards in Modern and Standard. Going to be really good, even if you don't hit the Revolt, which is destroy that creature if it's covered in mana cost 4 or less, if a permanent you control left the battlefield this turn. So, obviously in Modern that's going to be very strong. Could it see other formats as well? Legacy, I'm not too sure, but Fatal Push to me seems absolutely brilliant and is definitely my number 1 card. So, let's get to the rares. Greenbelt Rampager comes in at number 5. It's the 3/4 for 1. It's an elephant. Great art on this one. When it ends the battlefield, you pay 2 energy. If you can't, you return it to your hand and you get an energy counter. So, you know, I'm thinking turn 1, go and get the land with the green card, sorcery card, off the top of my head. I can't remember what it is. Ether something or other. You go and get your land. You get your 2 energy counters. You put this down maybe turn 2. Still a good creature turn 2, you know, for 1 of 3/4. Maybe you've even got 2 in your hand, do you know what I mean? And you sort of play that. If you can't play the energy counters, you do that, then do another, you know, fetching the land, get more energy counters. But this, you know, seems a very good card to me, Greenbelt Rampager, and comes in at number 5 for me. Number 4 is Spire of Industry. Adds a colourless land to your mana pool. You pay 1 life, add 1 mana of any colour to your mana pool, activate its ability only if you control an artifact. Possibly you could see some Modern play, maybe, who knows. But Standard with a lot of artifacts around, this could be good if you're playing some, you know, like me, I'm going to play blue-black artifacts, possibly. This would be a good card to have in there. In at number 3 is a Barrel, Chief of Compliance. EDH General for me, looks pretty sweet. I was talking to my friend Lee, he's asked if maybe this could be a replacement, you know, putting it in a Storm deck, possibly. You know, could you play it in Storm? Baby. You know, it hasn't got the same ability as one of the other cards that play there, but instant sorcery spells cost 1 last to cast. When a spell or ability you control counters a spell, you may draw a card. If you do, discard a card. It does seem pretty good to me. I will be trying it out. You know, I do play quite a bit of control. I'll be giving this a try, see how it is. But the toughness 1/3, it's going to be hit by, you know, a lot of stuff, Harness Lightning and all the other stuff. Fatal Push. So maybe it isn't, but it seems like a very good commander card for me, which is why I put it in there. It's just not all about Standard. It's a Standard set, obviously. But Barrel Chief of Compliance seems like a very good card to me. In at number 2 is Disallow. A counter target spell or activated ability or triggered ability. So straight into my control decks this would be going. Void Shatter is obviously very good in certain situations where you want to exile and stuff like that. But this, you know, has different abilities that could be very, very handy for you. You know, activated ability or triggered abilities. Stops, you know, into the battlefield effects and stuff like that. And it just seems very, very good to me. And I will surely, hopefully, be getting my playset very soon and be putting it in my decks. So, my number 1 is Yahini's Expertise. This looks absolutely brilliant. It's surely going to go in all the black decks. All creatures get -3/3 to end of turn. And then you may cast a card with coveted mana cost 3 or less from your hand without paying its mana cost. So, you know, maybe anticipate something like that. You know, anything that's, you know, in that sort of build, control build, maybe you're going to use it in. It costs 2 and double black. The double black, obviously, as well, but it's not much of a problem. You know, Languish was a great card. It was 2 and double black, giving -4/4. This isn't obviously quite as good as -3/3, but the ability to pay a card for nothing with mana cost 3 or less is pretty sweet. And that, for me, is my number 1 rare of the set. So we're going to go for Mythic rares now. Now, bearing in mind there's only 14 Mythic rares. So picking 5 is nearly half the field. But we're going to go in at number 5 with Planner Bridge. Seems a very, very fun legendary artifact. Cost 6, pay 8, tap, search your library for a permanent card, put it into the battlefield, then shuffle your library. Can you maybe put it in a Rampage sort of deck? EDH definite going in. Brilliant fun cards. My next card, number 4, is Mechanized Production. Like I say, not always a strong card, but this seems absolutely hilarious to me. Fun. 2 double blue. Enchant artifact you control. At the beginning of your upkeep, create a tokenless copy of that enchanted artifact. If you control 8 or more of the same name, you win the game. Now, in a fun casual format, how many people are going to actually try this? Surely if you love a bit of blue and you're going to try, put it, maybe get those clues and stuff like that, or, servos possibly, but it might be a bit easier to kill the servos with cards like, the -3/3 that we just sort of said. In Yahini's Expertise, you can wipe the field before you get a chance to do it. Clues are a little bit harder to deal with, but very fun. It's quite easy to make clues. That seems like a fun deck, and I'm sure you'll see that on a Deck Tech Tuesday sometime. My number 3 card is Ajani Unyielding. Planeswalker, really good. 4, a green and a white. Comes in with loyalty 4. Make and use it with that other, the one that gives the loyalties to extra counters and stuff like that. Pay them a little bit earlier, ramping it in. The +2 is brilliant. Reveal the top 3 cards of your library. Put all non-land permanents revealed this way into your hand. That is pretty good. The -2 is exile target creatures, control gains life. And the -9, which is basically put 5 1/1 counters on each creature you control and 5 loyalty counters on each planeswalker you control. Absolutely class. So you're going to have to go up a few ticks before you manage to do that. But I'm sure it'd be played as maybe a 1 of 2 of the new counter decks that people are thinking of, the +1 counter decks. That's surely going to be in there. Coming in at number 2, nearly number 1 for me, was Tezzeret the Schemer. The blue-black Planeswalker. I say at the moment it probably won't be great because everyone's probably going to be playing Saheeli Ray combo copycat. But this seems, over time, this could get a lot better. The +1, create a colourless artifact, token name, Ethereum cell, sacrifice the artifact, add 1 mana of any colour. -2, target creature gets +X/-X, so it sort of helps protect itself a bit. And the emblem is, on the beginning of combat on your turn, target artifact you control becomes an artifact creature with base power and toughness 5/5. So yeah, that's pretty sweet. But my number 1, which I think is, it's a pretty cool card. It's Heart of Kieran. Now, obviously, no copters, so I think this slightly gets better now, to be honest. It only costs 2. It's Flying Vigilance. You may remove a loyalty counter from a Planeswalker rather than pay its crew cost. The crew cost is 3, but you're getting a 4/4 Flying Vigilance, and it just seems really powerful to me. As I say, it's like a turn 2 play. If you get it down, maybe you can play an early Planeswalker, or even a 3-mana Planeswalker. Take the loyalty off, crew it straight away, and fly in for 4. It seems very, very strong. It's a mythic rare. It is legendary, but hopefully we'll be able to pull a few of these myself. I really like Heart of Kieran, and I hope it sort of does well. Now we're free of copters and mages and that terrible Emrakul. I was a bit gutted about Reflector Mage and Copter, to be honest, as well, because I just got my playset together. But hey, I'll have to try and play it in Modern. But anyway, guys, this has been my top 5s. Put in the comments what your top 5s will be. Like I said, put what you're looking forward to playing. Not necessarily the top 5 expensive or best cards. Put what you think will be fun to play and what you think will be very good as well. Do a combination of them all and let me know what, see if we agree on a lot of them. If we don't, it's always fun to see. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys. Good luck at all your pre-releases all weekend. Make sure you smash them and let me know how you get on. It's been Matt for Total MTG. Take care. Please leave a like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys soon.